There is nothing. Only warm primordial blackness. Your conscious ferments in it. No larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore. Ever. Never, ever. Never, ever, ever, baby. An inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it.
An awareness creeps up on you. A mass lies hidden in your dead angle, soaking in some lurid acidic source. It's bloated and shameful, a ball of meat surrounding you. This is a terrible line of questioning, and it will only lead to more awareness of the meat thing.
Ex-love, ex-tenderness. It is foolish of you to resurface to the loss. Not after all the damage you've suffered to get here. Some of it irreversible. Stay. Sail with me through the abyss of pelagic zone. Do you really?
You wouldn't like it if I told you what was back there. Why'd you think you had to bludgeon yourself into oblivion? Or did you not sense yourself marinating? Poured so much on yourself, got a bit carried away, did we, Chef? Yes, your one disco mother. There's this giant ball there. An evil apes. And the evil apes are juking it out on the ball. You're one of them. It's basically all just evil apes juking it out on a giant ball. You can't even make out it's a ball when you're joking it out. It's that large. Infinitesimally small. Vying for resources is just a stupid expression you picked up somewhere. The part of the presentation you want to take home with you is this. You have to beat the other evil apes in the face, or you lose. Yes, it is. And you drowned in that sadness a long time ago. You lost.
The sound outside. You recognize it. It's a Caprice Commander motor carriage. You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking. It says whirling in rags on the aluminium key ring. There is a single key on the ring. The whirling in rags is a hostel cafeteria on the urban coast, frequented.
Hello, officer.
Everything is cool between you and this guy. He's a big fan. Make some small talk. A competent work of taxidermy. The white and brown seabird lies among piles of coasters and drying mugs. One of its wings broken. The man is trying to mend it. Looks like the bird was ripped off the shield that was used to mount it, most likely on a wall. This is the Great Skua. The seabird is the symbol for the discovery of the Insulindian Isola, the part of the world you are in right now. The small steel tag says as much. The Great Skua. Stegosaurus skua.
Look, your buddy is over there. Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
He pretends not to hear you, concentrating on the bird instead.
No, I'm not the bartender.
He's very animated all of a sudden.
I have 3 cafeterias to manage. 3. Sylvie tends the bar here, not me. I'm only standing in. She just, you know.
His eyes dart from left.
So now you're a cop. Oh, forget it. What kind of question is that?
He rolls his eyes. A competent work of looks like this is the Great Skua. The small steel tag says as much.
Look, your buddy, why don't you go and talk to him?
He pretends not to hear you. A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor. As you approach, he narrows on the sleeve of his bomber jacket, as well as on its back, are the same enigmatic white rectangles as on your blazer.
Hello, I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the 41st.
You realize he is waiting for your name.
Okay then. It looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday...
What he means is, he has been trying to meet up.
No, I don't think so. We should ask him for a rundown of the area, now that I'm here as well. It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews? Okay, we'll have time. Have you removed the dead body from the tree? So, the body where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner. I was sent here to meet a detective from Precinct 41. I suppose you could be impersonating him. You could have gotten the insignia from the...
Inspectorate General means internal affairs. What he's saying is, he's not from the Rat Squad and isn't supposed to suspect such things.
Yes, but I'm not them. I'm from criminal investigation. Yes. They're not just white rectangles. They bear a halogen watermark with... I would ask you to step into the headlights of my motor carriage. But again, it's none of my concern. I just need you to do your job. You mean you don't have a badge? Losing your identification card is a serious matter. We all feel that way sometimes. There is no such thing as a police...
And then, soon after...
But first, we have to take it down. I can see you drank last night and the night before, and that you are still drunk now. But I have seen of... If you need something for your headache, there is a general store nearby. But as I said, the dead body should be our #1 concern. Talk to the manager. Then we go out back and take the body. We all feel that.
And then...
But first, we have to take it down. After you, officer.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is now in your party. You can talk to him whenever.
man with the unimpressive beard noticed.
Mr. Gart, right?
Yes.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation.
What? I have no idea what that means. What is this, a joke to you? Is this what you get when you call the police now? This guy?
Sir, I understand your concern.
Yes, of course.
I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene, but it...
No, I only just got here. It was probably...
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
This sounds like something you can...
You said you just got here.
What, of Martinez? No, I live in Jamrock. I only sometimes come here to keep an eye on the place.
But you still know your way around.
Yes, I know where it's something.
I didn't imply that.
He probably means this is where you step in and ask your questions.
The body was behind the building, right? How do we get there?
Behind this building, there's a courtyard. They hoisted him up on a tree there.
And how do we get there?
See that door there? Go out and turn right.
Let's go.
Not so fast. You owe me 130 real. Oh, excuse me. You owe me 130 real.
The IIR, or Inter-Isolari Real, is the global reserve currency, whatever part of the world you're in.
Wow, you're a genius. Yes, that's right, money. Let's see. 3 nights at a tariff of 20 real comes to 60 real. Then there's the window you annihilate. Another thing you've annihilated is half the bar. You've run a tab of 30 real. Actually, more, but we'll round it down to 30 for your hard work maintaining the... What are you, a philosopher? Money is what grown-up people use to pay for things. Things like this hostel room, or 8 bottles of potent blend, and 9 packs of Royal Extra. We use it for everything, really.
There's a shuffle of nylon as Lieutenant Kitsuragi looks for something in the pockets of his orange bomber.
I'm sorry, but he has to pay. I can't let him stay here any longer if he does.
Officer, maybe you're better off working this from home for now. You live in Jamrock, right? It's not that far away.
You mean somewhere else to run up a huge debt? I don't think so. The union squeezed most places out of...
I'm sorry I couldn't help more. You should take this up with...
Good luck. Can I help you? What thing? Yes, not the whole damn union, thank God. Just, they come here in the evenings. Dumb...
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative, and we need info. We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later.
There are these things called days. You sleep between them. He's saying they'll come after you've slept.
What?
By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the whirling later.
Yes, have you got it? Like what? I was rarely... Yes, have you got it? A lot. A lot. For the room, drink. Yes?
Yes? What do you want to know? Maybe you can tell me what you do know to help me narrow. Do you want me to brief you? 3 days ago, the RCM emergencies desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him. A security guard or worker of some sort, hired by well. They didn't identify themselves in any way. There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The Dock Workers Union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears that's us, the Revachol Citizens Militia. We're the
RCM, or the Revachol Citizen Militia, is the police force you and him are part of. A self-organized peace corps.
That's right. No, it's not a particularly mysterious case. The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more. Then you're in luck, because we are in the midst of a major...
Is this a strike then? Or the first shots in a workers' coup?
I expect the case itself to be less challenging than navigating these community matters. This district isn't used to the RCM's presence, and the Union rarely overplays its hand. Strike, coup, revolution...
You feel something rising through you. A familiar feeling. An opinion taking form.
Politics is habit-forming and hazardous. It is...
From an imaginary fan.
Now, was there anything else you wanted to know about the case? I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition. You don't know? I assumed you were in on it. Better still than an imbecilic cop-off. It's just stupidity. We shouldn't waste any more time on it. Later. Was there anything else you wanted to know? You mean like a brief? Do you want me to brief you? 3 days ago, during that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. They didn't identify themselves. There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's... Okay, well, we are police officers. It is our job to find a key. No, it's not a particular...
The lieutenant adjusts his collar. It doesn't look like he wants...
Good. Me? I don't see how my life is pertinent to the... That's a fair point. All right, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know? What do you mean? I have no idea what you're...
The lieutenant's conceptualization skills must be rather rudimentary.
I can't say that it does, no.
The lieutenant produces his... We all have our different mediums. His is written.
No.
The lieutenant nods.
No.
Your brain sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse the order. Something is... It's like you're locked down.
Something the matter, Detective?
What's going on? It's like you're a... The lieutenant relaxes his eyebrow, and you seem to regain control of yourself.
That's correct.
You feel a slight urge to put the lieutenant down for this. But you...
Are they? They are mostly just cumbersome. That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from Seoul. So was my grandmother. It's a part of the world, officer. A geopolitical...
Seoul is a protectionist, isolationist, pan-Isolari state, west.
You're barking at the wrong tree. I don't speak a word of Seoul.
A point of pride to him.
Good. Let's change the subject.
No response. He's having trouble processing it, believing it. The moment passes. The lieutenant...
Excuse me? Detective, if I may be frank, you seem to be in a deranged state. You have trouble remembering things. Some you time? This is a police investigation, not a journey of self-discovery. Please do. We wouldn't want...
The lieutenant is pretty sure self-care is just a euphemism for nihilistic binge drinking.
What do you want to know? You mean like a brief? Do you want me to... 3 days ago, during that time, they didn't identify... There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen. That's right. Good.
By the way, where is home? The address is coming up blank. But you've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. You don't really know, do you? South, maybe. Doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay if you run out of money. You can try. Run some addresses in your head when you get the time.
Hello, sweetie.
Wait, who's Sweetie?
Why, you are, officer. You're You're a handsome man, officer, with your mustache and your chiseled jaw and that silly dimple on your chin. You must forgive me. I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are...
This Lena is wacky enough for the Motley Crew. Hire her on the spot.
Whatever do you mean? Sequence killers? Oh my.
A partner who needs you to help him get a corpse down from a tree. I can assure you with absolute certainty.
Now, gentlemen, no need to squabble. Thank you, but... Martini, perhaps another time. Yes, dear.
A paraplegic is someone with limited or no...
No, dear. I'm not... Nothing so glamorous, dear. I was a training and development. You'd think it would be a safe job. I was lucky. This was almost 20 years ago, and I was compensated exceptionally well. One can only dream of such payoffs nowadays. No, dear. I'm not... Nothing so... I was a training and... You'd think it would be a... I was lucky. This was almost 20 years ago, and that's quite all right. I'm used to people asking questions. I know they're thinking about it anyway. Of course, dear. Good luck.
A colorful piece of plastic is dangling from his on the counter, rolled out of his open hand. You see a blister pack of headache medicine. The man does not mind. You probably need them more than he does.
You've just picked up some magnesium. This item is...
It's a dock worker's ID, doubling as a shift card and a job permit. It's a dock worker's ID, doubling. It's a dock worker's ID, doubling as a shift card and a job permit. A young, able-bodied man stares back at you from the photo. Santiago S. John. You gently shake his shoulder, but nothing happens. This man could probably... This fan has two chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. You swoop up and catch the tie. Snap. What you have in your hand is a truly hideous thick tie. The blades come squeaking to a halt. A terrible mistake. Turn the lights off immediately. You can practically feel the photo. Your eyes burn with photosensitivity. The lights are off again.
Yes? What do you want to know? Good.
The switch must be broken, because nothing happens. The switch must be broken, because the lights are on. The switch must be broken, because nothing happens.